You're watching ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Taylor Torgano.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks for being with us tonight. Jacqueline has the evening off. Our top story, it is a first alert weather day. You may have noticed we have team coverage of today's storm impacts to make sure you're prepared for what's to come over the next 24 hours.
First, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob, what can people expect throughout the night?
Well, a first alert weather day today and another one tomorrow. Not for severe weather, but severe winds. In fact, tonight we're going to see those winds increasing throughout the evening, especially tomorrow morning. When you wake up, it is going to be very windy. In fact, along the coast, you can see winds as high as 30 to 40, even 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts at times. And the waves will be crashing on shore, causing coastal erosion, rip currents, as well as the potential for a high surf advisory. Now, those severe storms are well to the south and east of us now. Those are out of the area. We have another line we'll deal with right here. Notice there's not a lot of lightning with that. There's some moderate to heavy rainfall. It's a very thin line. That's the actual cold front. Once that pushes through later on tonight and early morning on Friday, we're going to start to see those winds really increase out of the west and northwest right now. It will bring some rain. Don't expect a widespread heavy rainfall event like we saw this morning, but it will bring some noticeably heavier rainfall. You can see that quite clearly by the Titan radar there. Light rain still continuing now, but for the most part, a pretty pleasant evening. Winds are starting to pick up at the Venice Pier, already up past 20 miles an hour. A flood watch remains again for Manatee and Sarasota counties. Don't think we're going to see much as far as flood advisory is concerned, but some of the rivers and streams could get an additional half-inch of rainfall. Shouldn't be much. Gale warning is very significant here along the west coast of Florida, and that means winds up to 35 to 50 miles an hour, 39 to 54 miles an hour expected. I'll translate that from knots to miles per hour, and that means a big problem with high tide. High tide tonight at 10. Shouldn't be the biggest problem. At 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and it's a relatively low high tide, but it still could cause some minor coastal flooding. The big picture showing those heavy storms now well to the east of us, and boy, it was very active this morning. Pretty nice this evening as skies are even clearing a little bit for a beautiful sunset. We'll have more on the weekend weather forecast in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. We'll continue our storm coverage in a moment, but first, some breaking news out of Washington. Within the last half hour, we've learned about more turnover in President Trump's cabinet. The president announcing in a tweet that Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis will retire in February. This development comes shortly after Chief of Staff John Kelly announced he was leaving the White House. Look for more information on this story at the bottom of the hour with World News Tonight with David Muir.
Some people in Mayaca City woke up this morning from loud noises of what could have possibly been a tornado or a microburst. Take a look at the storm damage there right now. That's where we find ABC 7's Jackie Kelly. Jackie, how's it looking on Kibler Ranch Road?
That's right. I talked to people who live on this road, and they say at about 7:30 this morning, they experienced some strong winds, which ended up damaging trees and their home. Take a look at this footage here. You can see a tree fell on top of one of the homes and glass shattered from a table that was outside from the winds. Another home had their porch ripped apart, and it flew all over their property and their neighbors.
I didn't think it was going to be this bad, because even when Irma came, it wasn't this bad. Like, this was super bad, and it only lasted about 2 minutes.
And in Mayaca City off of Wachula Road, they also saw some flooding in portions of the road. Now, Mayaca City's fire chief tells me that all the stormwater drainage systems seem to be working just fine. Reporting in Manatee County, Jackie Kelly, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jackie, thank you. The storm also impacting travelers. There are delays and cancellations at Tampa International Airport this evening. Right now, TIA showing almost 200 delays and 1 cancellation. And Sarasota Bradenton International Airport showing at least 4 flight delays. Airports are warning you to check on your flight status with your airline before you head to the airport.
New at 6, a warning for drivers from someone who could have lost his life because of the storms today. Nick Dust says he was driving onto I-75 from University Parkway when a newly planted tree fell right on top of his truck. He says when he pulled over to check the damage, another tree came crashing down. It hit him before landing on the bed of the truck and nearly missed his 3-year-old daughter in the back seat. And if that wasn't enough, Dust says while waiting for FHP to arrive, a third tree fell. We reached out to the Florida Department of Transportation to see who is responsible. This is what they said. Quote, the department and construction contractor will continue to monitor this situation and take any action needed to ensure that the roadway remains safe and operational. FDOT added that the contractor is on scene and relocating the 3 trees that fell. Today's stormy weather causing more sand to erode from Sarasota's Lido Beach.
That's where crews have been working to pump new sand on the beach for weeks now. ABC 7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us live from there now with the latest on how it's holding up today. Rebecca?
Scott Taylor, well, officials say this is exactly why this renourishment project is needed here. Take a look at the beach right now. There's only a few feet between the ocean and the public access. Crews have paused on the project right now because of the weather, but even as of yesterday, they have not only been dredging the beach, but also trying to create a barrier with the sand to try and withhold strong winds like today brought in, which could only cause further erosion. And the crews are not expected to be back here on the beach until after Christmas to continue the renourishment project. For now, live in Lido Beach, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Back to you guys.
All right, Rebecca, thank you. Many areas of the Suncoast saw several inches of rain today, causing many roads to flood. The city of Sarasota's emergency manager spent the day monitoring flood-prone roads as the storms moved through. City officials took to social media to show people firsthand which roads were flooded. They want to remind you to use caution while driving.
You're not going to get there any quicker if you're in an accident, so we ask that, use caution, pay attention. If you know the areas flood and you can avoid them, try to stay out of those areas to help reduce the traffic flow.
A handful of roads look like rivers earlier this afternoon. This is off of Midnight Pass Road on Siesta Key. Cars are still able to make their way through, but at a very slow pace. Many of the side streets on Siesta Key were also underwater.
If you do encounter some flood water, remember it may be contaminated with sewage or contain dangerous insects or animals. Here are some tips to keep you safe during these flood warnings. Don't use appliances that have been flooded and avoid walking or driving through flood waters. Just 6 inches of moving water can knock you over and even sweep your car away.
Still to come tonight in your Suncoast News, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with details on the windy conditions, very windy conditions we can expect tomorrow.
Plus, we'll take you live to an animal shelter scrambling to save hundreds of animals as the storms hit today.
I have one more gift for you.
Oh, baby didn't have to do that. Wow. How did you know?
Well, I know you've always wanted
You got
one,
me the best local news app.
Wait.
Oh, wow.
What?
Get the ABC 7 app for your new smart device. It's a free download in your app store today.
I'm Diane. I'm 70 years old, and with Dr. D's help, I'm off all my medications and have the blood work of someone half my age.
If you'd like to lose up to 1 pound a day of fat, call me now for your free, no obligation appointment.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Everyone's favorite time of year is here. It's the Red Ribbon Holiday Sales Event at every Gatto location. Celebrate the season with a new car or truck. Over 4,000 vehicles on clearance right now at Gatto.com, including our biggest selection of Gatto Pre-Owned Certified Plus. Fast, free appraisals. We'll buy your car, even if you don't buy ours. Happy holidays from Gatto. Gatto's got it. Gatto.com.
Introducing Roach Doctor, the amazing roach bait that rids your home of roaches. Simply placing cracks and crevices in watches, Roach Doctor lures roaches like metal to a magnet. When roaches return to their nest, Roach Doctor can wipe them out, helping you solve your roach problems. Watch as we placed Roach Doctor in the middle of this tank and turned out the lights. Roaches couldn't wait to taste the bait, and within hours, most of the roaches are DOA. Get your Roach Doctor today.
Get more for your money during the Subaru Share the Love event at Sunset Subaru. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Now, lease a new Subaru Impreza for just $145 a month, or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Hi, I'm Gary. I've lost 36 pounds. My blood pressure, blood sugar are back to normal and I feel great.
If you'd like to lose up to a pound a day of fat, call me now for your free, no obligation appointment.
We'll take a look at this video just into our newsroom. In a Fort Myers neighborhood today, a trampoline blew into the side of a home. The trampoline flipped right over one home, taking the lanai screen with it, and then crashed into the neighbor's house where it got caught on a power line. It did not appear to damage that house or the power line.
And take a look at these images from a house in Polk County. Firefighters there say what you're looking at is possible tornado damage. The roof of that building collapsed and one person had to be taken to the hospital. Fire rescue officials tell us that the place was surrounded by several large downed branches and the wind was blowing so hard that a car was moved from the driveway.
Well, today's heavy rainfall impacting an animal shelter in Lakewood Ranch.
Staff members and volunteers doing their best to get animals out of harm's way due to the flooding. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo is live at Nate's Honor Animal Rescue with the latest. Dwayne?
Well, guys, although the shelter is still flooded, there's good news. All dogs and cats have been fostered. And within minutes after this heavy rainfall, the staff says the entire sanctuary was flooded. But staff, volunteers, and the community came to the rescue to help bringing in supplies and filling out papers to foster these animals. The sanctuary closes at 4, and they're just now closing. There's a few people still coming in, donating towels and donating different types of items for these animals. And it's going to be a long day for these guys tomorrow because, again, they have to clean up tomorrow, and it was just a long day for all involved.
I mean, we were standing there and all of a sudden we just looked and it was just rushing in within, I would say, 30 seconds. Our computers were in the water, we were all standing in water. We got about half of them into a dry area. They do have raised beds that are off the ground, and when we realized we had more animals than we were going to be able to keep dry, we put out a plea on Facebook, and the community stepped up.
Now, the sanctuary is still in dire need of different items like bath towels, paper towels, cleaning supplies. You can drop them off at their location here in Lakewood Ranch. Reporting in Lakewood Ranch, Dwayne Lindo, your Suncoast News.
All right, Dwayne, thank you so much. Yeah, it's just a 5, 7, even 8 inches, you said?
8 inches of rain near Myakka and US 41 down there, the Myakka River that goes through. 8 inches of rain, yes, came fast and caused all sorts of headaches real quick, too. And that's how quickly things can happen. We knew the storm was different than just a regular mid-latitude cyclone that brings a cold front through and brings some showers our way. Get that phone, would you please? It could be somebody. Hey, Mr. Wayne. Viewer photos, a tree down right in front of our studios right there, a shallow root tree. Again, didn't take much to blow this one down, and be careful, tomorrow there could be more coming down as a result of sustained winds, not just these wind gusts, but sustained winds up to 30 miles an hour, maybe even up to 40, 50 miles an hour near the coast. A beautiful picture right there. That's what we got left. Actually, you can see a little raindrop on the lens there too. So we can expect showers periodically throughout the night coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. We're still seeing that southwest wind. So another first alert weather day for us tomorrow, meaning very disruptive weather, and it will be for drivers, especially those high profile vehicles. And get up quick and watch us tomorrow morning early. Tune in to see if the Sunshine Skyway Bridge may be closed, because there's a possibility it could be due to the gale warnings we're anticipating. And that's when the winds will really start to increase throughout the morning hours. Flood watch remains. I don't think that's a big factor for us anymore. We may see an inch of rainfall. It shouldn't be around all that long. The storms will be moving through quickly. Inland watch as far as winds go, 20 to 35 miles an hour. So if you're not on the coast, it'll still be pretty gusty out there throughout the day. A high surf advisory, dangerous rip currents, and coastal erosion all in the play here as far as a result of that strong wind. You can just see these clouds racing to the east. That's where the stronger winds are right now. And as this low tracks off to the northeast, those winds are really going to blow throughout the day on Friday. We have that thin line of showers, mainly showers, some moderate to heavy rainfall. You can see it right there, but it's moving at about 30 miles an hour. So it's going to be here a little quicker than midnight. I suspect around 9 and 10 o'clock, in fact. Light rain showers right now. This is about 80 miles offshore, so you figure it's moving at 30, so just in a couple and a half, 2.5 hours or so, it'll be right on our coast and pushing on through pretty quickly. Rainfall totals were excessive in a short period of time, especially in South Sarasota County, near South Venice, and also Englewood, Northport, getting over 7 inches of rainfall. Not left out, also near Sarasota, just to the east along I-75 in Fruitville and Bee Ridge, 5 inches of rain in some areas there. These are estimates, but there has been more reported than that. Just 1.25 inches about at Anna Maria Island. You can see the flood watch continues in Manatee and Sarasota counties with a flood warning along the Manatee River near the Rye Bridge there, and also the Peace River into Arcadia. Still some severe weather threat to the southeast of us, but not here any longer. A gale warning is in effect across the entire coast, and that's for the strong winds that we will be experiencing. And as I mentioned, with those strong winds, there's a possibility of some power outages as some tree limbs may break and also may topple some trees that don't have a very deep root system as far as that goes. And you can see that rainfall periodically throughout the day. It's not an all-day rain, but showers occasionally moving onshore. They'll be scattered about throughout the day on Friday. And I was going to say get your umbrella. I said that earlier, but I don't think that's going to help because that umbrella will be ripped apart by the strong winds more than likely. As far as the rainfall totals go, we're not expecting a whole lot of rain on Friday. As I mentioned, could get up to 1/3 of an inch or possibly higher in some isolated areas. Current conditions, we have some light rain, 66 degrees. Pressure is really low, 29.70 inches. And as far as the high goes today, it warmed to 71, pretty close to the average. 64 was the morning low. Rainfall over 4 inches at the Sarasota Bradian Airport. Bayshore Gardens reported over 5.5 inches of rain. Temperatures currently across the U.S., nothing too extreme right now. It's good news because this cold front moves through. It's going to cool us down, not chill us out big time. Indications are, though, that we are going to see a polar vortex come down in the first or second week of January, which is going to bring the big chill to the Great Lakes in the Northeast and possibly into the Deep South. So we'll keep an eye on that. Highs tomorrow will be in the 30s and 40s over much of the Great Lakes and the upper Mississippi Valley. Here's the forecast then. For boaters, stay in port, really. A gale warning in effect. Seas running 14 to 16 feet. Not a very good day for fishing. Very rough out there. And the extended forecast, well, first alert weather day for Friday. Much better, but cool over the weekend. Sunshine, temperatures in the mid-60s on both days. The coldest morning will be Sunday at 45, which is cold, but not too bad. And then we warm up. For Christmas Eve, it's 72. Christmas Day, mid-70s with sunshine. A slight chance for showers comes Wednesday. Back to you.
Bob, thank you. The House passing a bill today aimed to combat the devastating impacts of algae blooms, including red tide. The bill was included in the legislation passed by Congress, providing more than $100 million to combat harmful algae blooms. It also establishes a process to declare an event of national significance, which would trigger disaster-like funding for affected communities. That bill now heads to the president for his signature.
New developments tonight in a new law passed by Florida voters in November to reinstate voter rights for convicted felons. Many election supervisors throughout the state say they will soon start accepting voter applications from former felons. Since voters approved the measure, there's been a debate over whether the amendment takes effect automatically in the new year. Supervisors, however, say they will accept registration applications and it will be up to the state to determine if the applicants are ineligible. The amendment does not apply to those convicted of sex offenses and murder. Coming up tonight at 7 p.m., ABC 7's Alan Cohn will be at the Trapezoid with the man who led the fight to restore those voting rights to felons.
The Florida Highway Patrol will have an increased presence on interstates and major highways over the next 2 holiday weeks. Troopers will be focusing on aggressive drivers and those who are impaired by drugs or alcohol. FHP also joining other law enforcement agencies across the nation for the annual Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign that runs through New Year's Day. Troopers say there were more than 9,000 car crashes during the Christmas and New Year's holiday travel period last year, and that included more than 100 deaths.
The Florida Highway Patrol will be out in full force. We want to make sure that everyone sees the Florida Highway Patrol out there, those black and tans on the roadway, and we want to be visible, so it encourages everyone not only to slow down, but to be patient.
Anyone who spots a drunk driver on the road can call Star FHP so a trooper can be on the lookout for that vehicle.
And school enrollment in Florida falls short of projections for the current school year. A new report shows Florida has about 17,000 fewer students in its kindergarten to high school system than lawmakers had anticipated. The state budget for this year included funding for 2,848,000 students. The report says the lower enrollment is partially due to fewer than expected students from Puerto Rico staying in Florida after coming here during Hurricanes Irma and Maria.
Well, people complain about Christmas starting in early November, but in Orlando, Halloween is going to start just after Labor Day next year. Universal Orlando Resort announcing its Halloween Horror Night celebration will run on select nights from Friday, September 6th to Saturday, November 2nd. This is the earliest start to the theme park's resort's annual celebration of all things horror. The event began September 14th. This year. I've heard that's a great time. I haven't done it yet.
I was going to ask, will you go?
Yeah.
No, I don't do anything scary.
Well, stay with us.
When we come back, we'll show you how the Grinch didn't steal Christmas in Venice today.
Tonight, President Trump claiming victory over ISIS, why some in his own party say pulling troops out of Syria is a mistake. Plus, as millions travel for the holidays, two storm systems merge. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
Where to go and what to do in Birmingham, Alabama. Personalized just for you. Find your sweet spots at alabama.travel/sweetspot.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
It's a brand given life by craftsmen with seductive Italian styling. The Alfa Romeo Giulia. Stelvio.
Get yours at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Find out first at 4 on the Suncoast with ABC 7 News at 4. ABC 7 News at 4 starts with a detailed look at your first alert weather forecast to help you plan and prepare. We give you a fresh, fast-paced rundown of the day's top stories and videos, including breaking news, live updates, and traffic hotspots, all at a new, more convenient time. Find out first at 4, weekdays on ABC 7. Saturdays at midnight on ABC 7.
Sometimes, one moment changes everything. One song, one game, one adventure, one mission. For a child battling a critical illness, a wish come true can be a turning point. You can transform lives, one wish at a time. Visit Make-A-Wish online to help grant more life-changing wishes.
WWSB ABC7 is an equal opportunity employer, and we're looking for qualified people to join our dynamic team. For a list of current openings and to apply online, visit www.mysuncoast.com/contact/employment. If you're a motivated team player and you want a rewarding career in a fun, fast-paced working environment, WWSB ABC7 could be the perfect fit for you. Check out our list of openings now.
The Grinch tried to steal Christmas in Venice today, but he was unsuccessful. He visited a kindergarten and first grade class at Venice Elementary School, but was quickly caught by their school resource officer. According to the school's social media, the candy thief returned all of the stolen candy canes to his new friends in the class. Aww.
Yeah. That could have ended poorly for them.
Yeah.
Sure, glad they caught him.
That's a really good-looking Grinch there, too, I'll tell you. I got to tell you, I just checked the tower cam in New Orleans. You know, that's the wind coming our way, and it's sustained winds at 50 miles an hour there in New Orleans, and the waves are just crashing in Lake Pontchartrain, and that's what we're going to see headed our way. Get a look at the wind data from a buoys out there. 40 miles an hour already in the central Gulf. Waves building. They will continue to increase up to 14 to 16 feet high tomorrow. Those aren't waves crashing, but the wind's picking up, especially tomorrow morning. Look out.
Okay. World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again at 11. Good night.